in the JFK airport for 2 days, and they were grumpy. We were getting ready, and then something hits our plane, like the plane shakes, and the lights go out. We're like, are you serious? What's going on here? Food cart clipped the plane, putting a hole in the side of the plane, so we had to get off and get another plane. Which, yeah, for me, I was like, oh man, that stinks. But the people next to me were irate. I mean, we're talking YouTube quality good. And so we got trucked over to another plane, which took another hour and a half, and then we got on the plane, and then we had to wait for another half hour and then in Salt Lake, there was not enough people to drive. We were at our gate, but because there were some of these Shark Tank things that are happening. And what's cool at 1 Million Cups is you have an opportunity to meet people, you have an opportunity to meet them before they've been successful. You get to see the ideas when they're happening. You get to feel and be, by giving feedback, a part of what is happening in their businesses and in the community. And that's why we do this. That's why 1 Million Cups exists, because it's all about having a conversation. And so it's about giving feedback, and it's about taking feedback, right? And that applies to business, that applies to relationships, that applies to everything, right? That's what we're all about, is giving feedback. So as the presenters are presenting, please be prepared to give feedback. Presenters, be prepared to get feedback. So we can tell when you don't want to take it. It's kind of fun on our side, because then we give it to you a little harder. But just be prepared, you know, we're all here to give feedback. So we're going to go and get started. We'll have a few announcements between presentations, but shout out to Tru Spring and Zoe, who got up early to make it. So it's awesome. Who here likes Tru Spring? Yeah, okay. Who here comes because of the Tru Spring? All right, there we go. So give Zoe a shout out. But we're going to let Tru Spring get started. 5 minutes of presentation, 10 to 15 minutes of question and answer, and have our next presentation.
Good morning, everybody. We are. My name's Mac. This is my partner, Connor. And we are really excited to be here today with you guys. Tru Spring is a all-natural cleaning supply company. We're here to talk about the company as well as our launch product called the Tru Sheet. We are joined by other members of our team, Tim and Steve, over to the side there. So if you want to give feedback, give it to those guys, because they'll be better at taking it than me and Connor will. Just some personal background, Connor and I are from Alpine Highland. We went to Pink High School together, class of 2012. We played soccer together, and now we are studying at BYU and working on Tru Spring. So we'll get started talking about Tru Spring and the Tru Sheet.
Awesome, thanks, Matt. Like you said, we're really excited to be here and present to you the Tru Spring company. So we are excited talking to you guys about laundry. Honestly, doing laundry is way too complicated. You've got soaps, you've got softeners, you've got whiteners, brighteners, dryer sheets, those funky little pebbles that my mom used to throw in the wash, and you always lose a sock or two. How many of us actually know what to use, when, and how much of it to use? The big manufacturers try to convince us that we need to take home from the store 15 different kinds of specialty laundry products in order to do it right. Laundry is inconvenient, it's inefficient, it's messy, and the cost of all these things really adds up. Each of you probably at home has a laundry cabinet that looks similar to this, which used to be my mom's. Also, all of these chemicals are really toxic. The reason why you have to lug home from the store 50 pounds worth of detergent and other things is because the companies need to heavily dilute their solutions in order to make it resin, otherwise would cause serious harm to you, your pets, or children upon contact. Some of you may have noticed or seen recent news articles regarding the dangers of detergent poisoning, especially among children who mistake the Tide Pods for gummy worms. We, understanding all the issues with doing laundry, something that should be so simple, something that some of you may do every day, we've set out to create a better way to lost socks. But our product can solve all these other problems. It's called the Tru Sheet.
And so here we have an example of the Tru Sheet. All of those products that you would typically use in a load of laundry, the detergent, the fabric softener, the stain remover, and the dryer sheet, all that is infused into this one simple sheet. All you have to do is throw this sheet in with your laundry and transfer that load to the dryer when the cycle is complete. And transfer it with the same sheet, and this sheet will then act as a dryer sheet. And your clothes will come out smelling clean, they'll come out fresh, and they'll come out static free. And so all these products here are all infused into the Tru Sheet. And some of you may be asking, how is this possible? It's not really, if you look at it, it doesn't make sense. You're so used to using either dust or liquid detergent. But this is possible because of our partnership. We've partnered with the worldwide leader in all natural companies such as these from across the world have been using these all natural patented solutions to clean up their heavy duty messes without running the risk of those dangerous chemicals that Connor was talking about earlier. It's not to say that these dangerous chemicals typically found in solutions don't work. It's just the risk that's inherent in them. The risk to your clothes, the risk to your skin, to your children, and to the environment. Tru Sheet incorporates this patented all-natural solution and into a unique way. To give a bit of a visual demonstration, this is the amount of solution in laundry, and because of its all-natural formula, the Tru Sheet solution is much more concentrated. And so it's much more powerful. You don't have to dilute it because of its hazardous mixture. It's safe to use. So what's really awesome about the Tru Sheet is that it uses this solution. It uses what the pros are already using across the world, and allows people at home to use it safely with their families.
Awesome. We'll talk about the market. So the market for general household cleaning in the US is huge, about $60 billion. Well, 40% of this opportunity is controlled by a few giants such as P&G and SC Johnson. 60% is dominated by a large number of smaller corporations such as Method or Mrs. Meyer's, seventh generation. Also, the fastest growing segment of this market are the sustainable or green products like ours. No, it is not our intention to directly go after the big boys like P&G. We are starting out releasing a few of our most extremely unique products, like the Tru Sheet, for example. Later, we'll release our full line of all-natural, powerful household cleaning products.
Our primary customer, we want to sell these products to. We have a term, I don't know if it's widely used, but we affectionately coin our customer the Lulu Mom. She is a woman between the ages of 25 and 40 She generally has a couple kids, and her lifestyle is kind of centered around being healthy, being active, and living environmentally conscious. Women like these make the majority of online purchases, and they usually have a very active social media and online presence, which is why we want to market to them and sell to them directly through online. With the Tru Sheet, specifically, we've already sent out thousands of samples across the country. We kind of put out an advertisement through Facebook, and we received 50,000 requests for samples. And of the thousands of samples we've sent out, we've received overwhelmingly positive feedback. So we know that there's an interest and demand for a product like the Tru Sheet, along with the future products that we'll be releasing afterwards. We mentioned, and we're really looking forward to working with them to make sure that Tru Sheet and Tru Spring can really happen. And actually, Steve, I believe, has some words he'd like to share with us before closing.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, everybody. Thanks, guys. I love working with college students because they've got such enthusiasm and creativity. We have just finished up with our proof of concept on the Tru Sheet. Like Mac mentioned, we have received over 50,000 subscriptions so far. For people interested in the product, and thousands of samples have gone out with great reviews coming back. So we've developed a product with all that feedback, and now we're ready to launch. So our main objective in the go-to-market strategy is to go direct, and to do that, we want to make sure we're tapping into social media. We feel like because of our dilution factor, we can very cost-effectively sell and mail our product, which is the convenience factor that I think you're missing when you're lugging home from the store the 50 pounds of product that Connor mentioned. We will be launching a Kickstarter campaign within the next week or so, and over that period of time, we're looking for significant social media and influencer marketing opportunities. So for you folks, we love feedback, criticism, suggestions, and any referrals you may have for help that we can use. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
We're going to open up to questions.
Stick around for questions. Anybody?
Two in the middle here, 1 second.
So, as a prospective mother, I was surprised I didn't hear much about you're targeting the Lulu moms, but there wasn't a lot in your pitch about how baby safe it is, where it looks like it's way more baby safe than like Clorox or Tide or whatever. So I just want to know why it wasn't, like if that was just, like if you're, I don't know.
Yeah,
how baby safe is it?
It is
It's a big market.
absolutely baby safe, and I think Tim is our official chemist.
So I'm not a chemist, I'm the VP of sales for EMS.
We sell.
So that's quite enough. So we invented 3 technologies about 12 years ago. We sell to 56 countries, primarily to major industries. So we've made a laundry detergent for a long time for hotels, for the military. It allows them to get away from, 1, dangerous chemicals, 2, the environmental impact it does have. Our product biodegrades 100% less than 10 days. Now, a biodegradable product you might buy in the store will say biodegradable, but if you really look into it, it'll say 60% biodegradable and over 10 months. Okay. The safety factor for the children, everything we make is 000 HMIS scored. Now, in a chemical world, what that means is no harm can come to you from ingesting it, from getting it in your eyes, from getting it on your skin, at any concentration for any period of time. So to get that 000 rating, that allows us to be shipped FedEx, DHL. You can check it as airline luggage. Now that might not be really cool for a laundry detergent, but for some of the products we make, which replace heavy acids and heavy plastics, it's a pretty big advantage. So we've been selling to consumer markets around the world, not so much in the US, and their idea to take the super concentrated form, which we normally use just for shipping purposes, just to get to the distributor around the world so they can add water and package it. And Steve's an idea with his son and his wife was, well, why can't we just put that in the customer's hand? Because it's so safe, we can. And they can't, because if they were to put it in that concentrated a form, it would really be dangerous. A lot of these products that you get in your eyes are really dangerous anyway. But if they gave you the pure concentrated form, it would be a trip to the hospital.
Thanks, Tim. So in your presentation, you did a great job of comparing the old way and your way. How do you plan to do that online so it's clear how different your product is from what everybody's been doing for 50 years? Awesome, yeah. So like we said, we're really interested in creating this community online with a strong social media presence. And we've created a video that we'll launch with our Kickstarter. And that's one of the best ways for us to show this disparity in the volume and the comparison online. It will be through that video and pictures and everything we post online. We wanna really establish that presence online on social media.
Also, samples. We have some prototype samples for everybody here. Make sure you grab one before you take off. This is key because everybody, their first impression is no way. And then when you try it out, they're like, wow. So samples are key.
Okay, I've got a couple. So who are your chemists? One, what is patentable or against them? And finally, are you seeking outside funding?
Awesome. We're gonna let Tim answer some of these questions.
So we have a team of chemists in Florida. We own dozens of patents. The primary patent is synthetic acid is what it's referred to in the industry. There's no acid in it whatsoever. There's very little of what we call syntec in this ingredient, but in this formulation, but there is some. The patent is based around the ability to pack hydrogen density into a stable liquid. So we have a pH of 0 in a liquid that you can pour over your head. The biodegrades 100% less than 10 days. And if any chemists are around, you can come and talk to me after. I'll give you more details. But that was patented over 10 years ago. And if you go back, P&G, I mean, originally our guy made products for P&G, made products for Ecolab. Tended to focus more on the industry, large industry commercial use. But basically, we do overseas. I mean, we sell to some of the largest, Brenntag makes our product available to in some formulations to these companies. We limit them in markets that we want to protect if we think a distributor is moving in that way, in that direction. And we want to create a value for them because it creates a value for us. No matter what the exit strategy is or where it moves, we want to move liquid. One of the reasons we don't sell to P&G for the home use is the margins and the volume that you generate. You end up being the smartest guys at the bottom of their bag. They don't want to sell a small margin, high expensive product, high revenue product or expensive product. They would rather make, bleach is the cheapest chemical in the world. Right behind it is caustic. I mean, these things that they're making the stuff out of cost nothing. I mean, what's in the bottle is pennies, tenths of pennies sometimes. So that's why Walmart can put something in a bottle and sell it for $1. It's a cleaner for $1. That includes the bottle, the label, the shipping. So the value of what's inside is nothing. It's a penny. Okay. Well, when we bring in our product to go in that bottle, we could make a much safer, better, cleaner for all those great reasons everyone wants to buy them. But it would cost them $1.75 just for the liquid, $1.10 for the liquid. They're not going to do it. So P&G now Tide just came out with Tide Pure, and we love seeing that. And if you look at Tide Pure, it means that they know the market is demanding safer, greener products. But if you look at the actual ingredient list, it's the exact same formula as Tide. It just has more water in it. And that's, the solution to pollution is dilution for these guys. They just think, oh boy, put more water in it. And then it gets under the health guidelines, it gets under so in our experience, we typically don't sell to those companies because all they're gonna do is use us have to. last effort, oh boy, we're gonna lose that customer, and they pull us out of the bottom of the bag and say, well, there's this thing you can do. And that's not good enough for us. I mean, we sell all over the world to some of the largest chemical companies in the world, but we don't typically give them, like, okay, here's everything you need to you know, only use us when you need to. They would rather sell the cheap stuff for huge margins. I mean, that's good business, right? They're going to want to sell the cheap stuff for better margins. So.
Last question. Last question.
Obviously, we are, since we're going on Kickstarter here shortly, we're trying to do the best we can to avoid losing our equity. But yeah, process funding as soon as we establish the market and roll out a couple additional products.
When I see laundry, you know, commercials, right? They got two pieces of clothing with like a stain on it, you know, and they dump both solutions and show, look, this one cleans it so much more than the other. Do you have anything like that? We basically a comparison that is yeah, like a before and after, you know, that shows your product is just as good as Tide or whatever without me having to try a sample.
That's a good point. We are currently in the process of making that. That's like a standard thing. I think in every commercial for laundry, you do see that. And you know, people want to see that because that really helps them believe it. So we are working on that right now for the Kickstarter. We feel like the Kickstarter is kind of like the primary way to educate as many people as possible initially about the power of Tru Sheets. So yes, we are in the process of doing that right now.
And it does, I mean, it is just as efficient as like using Tide or whatever.
We want you to, yes, grab a sample, test it, love it, let us know how you like it.
Okay, so I don't want to come across like I know what I'm talking about too much here, but your online presence is one of the most confusing ones I've seen here. So who's Mukti, and there's lots of broken links in the first 10 that come up for your natural search results. So before you launch your Kickstarter and you go to, there's 100 people here today, you should really, I think it takes a few months to clean this up so that your natural search results come up better. I don't know, but what's Mukti, and why are there so many broken links on the first 10 results?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's my fault.
Okay.
Mukti is a development company I have. This is one of the products that we launched through that. So right now, Tru Spring is just a landing page at Mukti. We are moving it over to its own dedicated website. Unfortunately, there are broken links, and we got to get those cleaned up.
Question in the back.
So can you just describe again the relationship between Tru Sheets and this other company that this guy here is a VP of sales of?
Yeah, we have with them market in the United States.
So is the sheet unique to you guys, or that?
Yeah, so they developed the solution, and we infused it into the sheet. So the patent solution that they have is in the sheet. We decided to put it into the sheet because of A, the convenience factor. B, you can use it to clean a stain. You rub the stain with the sheet before you're throwing it into the washer, and then it goes into the dryer as the dryer sheet.
Is there a company only for yours at all?
No.
Good question right here.
All right, so I see up here that it's an all-in-one. So there are some articles of clothing that can't be washed with like fabric softeners or something like that. How do you guys intend to kind of help out with products that you can't necessarily use some of these things on?
That's a great question, and we definitely focus on that in lengthier presentation or in our marketing. This is safe for most or all of your delicates and activewear. So you're talking about fabrics that get clogged up with the chemicals that are in traditional detergents, softeners, your Lululemon, your Nike activewear. It's got great stretching and antibacterial properties, but you ruin those if you wash them with traditional detergents and dry them. You can use the Tru Sheet to clean those.
Well, I think it's a wonderful product. I have to carry all that stuff in from the grocery store, and it gets quite heavy. But if you can really make that work, my wife, we had 9 children, and we have 40-some grandkids, and she is very discerning about color and smell when it comes to clothes. And so brightness, if the whites are really white and colors are really bright, that's what she went to Tide a long time ago. Hasn't switched back to anything. And so I thought this is thinning it that way. If you're, I'm going to try your product because I think I would love to get her switched to that. But I wanted to ask also, did you say the pH was 0?
Not of this product. So basically we have a 0 pH chemical.
And a 13 pH chemical. All of them have the same safety profile. So obviously in the soap arena, higher and grease and things like that. So in a laundry detergent, the pH of this product is around 11. Now, again, most people will think, well, that makes it caustic. It's not. It's harmless to skin, eyes.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a pH of water is 7.
Mm-hmm.
You know, blood's 7.4.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you said 0, I thought, my gosh.
So
that's a really acid.
Yeah, you know, the only reason I mention that is that some of the products they're talking about coming out and that you saw in the competitive analysis slide, those are things like toilet bowl cleaners, tile and grout cleaners. Those contain acid. Those contain phosphoric acid, hydrochloric acid, sulfamic acid, and those are really dangerous. But you need them to clean your toilet, right? Wrong. We make a 0 pH liquid that is the strength of 30% hydrochloric acid that's safe. And we've been making cleaners like that for the military and for others for decades. So that's something that when they start, they're going to launch with this product, but when they come out with a toilet bowl cleaner and a shower cleaner that will rip through scale and take off just instantly at an industrial level clean, but you can put it in the hands of a homemaker because it's safe.
Awesome.
I have a little more information on that question there.
We call it an all-in-one, and for 98% of your laundry needs, it's an all-in-one. It's complete laundry, what we call it total laundry care. My wife loves the towels smelling fantastic, like springtime, after a week of using them. She still uses the scent boosters, even though you're not supposed to with towels. They're definitely not healthy or eco-friendly. But she still does use those for some of the clothing. We can replace everything that you traditionally need for 98% of your laundry. If you still want to throw in scent boosters, you can still do that, and you're still being healthier and more eco-friendly and saving money from having to use all the additional products.
Awesome. Question right here.
So I'm just wondering, you mentioned that, you know, products like Tide, they can make them a huge margin. Are you planning, and your product costs a little more to make, are you planning on taking a smaller margin and keeping your price point kind of on par as you're introducing this into the market? Or are you going to try and, you know, be a little above Tide and just demonstrate that value to consumers, like housewives?
Yeah, we're not trying to be price competitive, but we are. If you take into consideration all the additional products that you no longer have to buy. In comparison, the pods are about 26 cents per load. The liquid's about 15 cents per load, and powder is about 8 cents per load. Right now our pricing is about 50 cents per sheet. But if you add in all the softeners, dry sheets, stain removers, etc., you're pretty comparable. But we're not focusing on the price-conscious consumer. We want somebody who recognizes that doing 2-3 loads per week is costing you $1, $1.50, and it's not price prohibitive.
Awesome. Great conversation, guys. It's awesome you got you can talk this long about laundry, isn't it?
Laundry. Who knew laundry was so sexy?
Yeah, you know. No one did. Yeah. Don't go that far, man. I'm just kidding. Last question, and we know you guys want us to take some samples and test it out. Beyond that, what can we do as a One Cups community for you?
We really
aside from a lot of things that my dad Steve explained, we would love for the community to help us spread the word about Tru Spring and Tru Sheet. We have a Facebook page, we'll have a Kickstarter, we'd love for you guys to look at it and back us. But anyone with connections to mommy bloggers, Insta famous people, if anyone knows Ellen DeGeneres or Oprah Winfrey, I'd love to meet with her. That's what we want to do, market this product online.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're transitioning to the next presenter. John, you can tell us a little bit about Startup Ignition.
Thank you. So this Wednesday, on August 17th, we're going to cover the topic of, are you chasing a bad idea and waste how to avoid it by doing good customer validation? So it's going to be totally free with some refreshments, and we'll be here in this room. So it's next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thanks.
All right, we'll do an announcement there. And we have another announcement for an event that's happening, so come on up.
Hey everyone, my name is Trajan, and my company, Invincible Startup, is hosting a conference next month on September 9th and 10th at the Marriott in Salt Lake, downtown. It's a 2-day conference for startups and founders and anybody in marketing. We've got a lot of great speakers like the Utah Jazz, VP of Marketing, is coming to talk to us about how the NBA does all their marketing, and several VCs, and the founder of Bluehost, and a bunch of other people. We'll be doing some deep dives and getting into everybody's business to help on helping you grow your company. You can find information about that. Find me afterwards, or these two lovely ladies have some flyers, or go to invinciblestartup.com/conference. Thanks.
We'll send some reminders out about that as well. One more. Melissa, come on up. Guys, you guys, if you've been here for a little while, you've had the opportunity to meet Melissa, but I just want to introduce Melissa. She's an awesome entrepreneur doing a lot of really cool stuff. There are a lot of people that have been supporters of 1 Million Cups, but not many as long as Melissa. Usana and has another startup that she's running that's really awesome, but actually Melissa's a new organizer, so she's part of the crew. She's going to be here in the morning helping keep the conversation going, and we're excited to have her. And I just want to introduce her to you. Melissa, you've been here for a long time. You've been supporting us. You've probably presented 6 or 7 times. when someone doesn't show up, we're like, can Melissa or London present? What have you been able to get out of this as kind of an entrepreneur, and what's exciting for you to join the team? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so in college, I didn't take one business class or entrepreneurship, anything. We were thinking that along those lines. So this has connected me into the community, and then also I feel like when we're young, it's hard to feel connected, and for sure, as we've all seen, it's all about so we're actually working on a business deal right now with somebody I met at 1 Million Cups, and I've received, I've been connected to mentors that have really kind of been long-term mentors for us from here. But then I think just, I like I said, having not had a lot of exposure to entrepreneurship, but kind of like getting thrown into the field through the back door, I feel like just even from getting exposed to ideas this frequently, it's totally changed my mentality, and I'm always thinking like, how can I make money off of that? Like, I'm running that person's dog. Can I make this into a business? I feel like it's been great, but just I feel like I go to a lot of business networking things throughout the week, and I feel like this meeting is very different. This is one I look forward to. There isn't whereas a lot of meetings have a motive of like, I'm going to sell you on something or whatever. Here, as you all know, this is a place where it really feels like we're a community that's helping each other out, and that's like the underlying foundation of why we're here, and that feels really good, and it is a community atmosphere. So yeah, I'm a fan. So
Awesome.
I'm excited.
We're excited to have Melissa, and she's gonna be a big part of it. So if you guys need anything, feel free to reach out to her and check out her startup, Usana. We'll let her talk about it again maybe another week, you know. But we're going to move on. Code for Stuff. We'll come up and present. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, so my name is Andrew Bass, and I'm the creator of Code for Stuff. I'm sure you guys are all like dying to know what it does, but first, I'm gonna take a little selfie, just to, for the journal. So, make a funny face. Ready? All right, cool. I just want to make sure we got it taken care of right at the beginning. So, a little bit about myself. I grew up in this super tiny, like, podunk redneck town in like Southeast Texas, and was like that one weird guy that like didn't like chew tobacco and like instead was like working on like his computer. So he came to BYU, like I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, and started taking classes. Got really tired of sitting in a classroom, like listening to people just talk about like the theory of how you're supposed to start a business, and stopped going to classes, taught myself how to code, started doing fun stuff. Got a job working for Izini. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with them. Where I started doing web development, figured out I was actually like a pretty good web developer, but like a stinking slightly better UX designer. So I started doing that, but I still love to code. And I found that as I like continued to like shift my focus at work from coding to like designing, I started to miss coding, and like I started like working on these fun side projects. But like it was really hard. How many of you here have like ever had a side project that you've worked on together? All right, like basically everyone in the room. How many of you actually finished and launched a side project that you built? Like 5%, like 5% of everyone just raised their hand. Okay, so it's like really hard. And I was thinking about how I could make this easier for myself. I thought, dang, something like this should exist. And I started going Code for Stuff. So Code for Stuff, basically what it does is, okay, so I'm a developer, I have side projects, and I like free stuff. Okay, I swipe right, I sign up with GitHub for Code for Stuff. I say, okay, I want to do a commit streak of like 5 days on my project. And then I kind of just go about my merry business, keep working on it. And Code for Stuff would just, every day check, hey, did Andrew push to GitHub today? He did? Okay, cool. If not, send an email, hey, Andrew, you like broke your streak, you should do this thing, you've got these different rewards. Anyways, at the end of the day, I complete my goal, I finish my streak, and then I would get some sort of free product offering or discount from a company who decided to use Code for Stuff to reach developers. Anyways, so it's an easy way for me to like keep that side project, which sometimes gets got pretty low on the totem pole, like bump it up a couple notches for me, and it also helps other companies reach out and market to developers in a way that's like not sleazy or corny. I started working on that, but I had like this really big fear. I don't want to get the launch day in a couple of months and like launch to this. Like I really don't want to launch and like have like no one fun what I'm doing. So I've before I like actually dive into building it, I've built like a little landing page. I'm collecting emails from people who are interested in using Git for stuff, Code for Stuff, and also people who are interested in like advertising through the platform. I recently wrote an ebook called the Side Project Handbook, which is basically a collection of some articles that I've written over time about the importance of side projects and like how to actually execute well on them. And I launched that on Product Hunt this morning at 1 a.m. So it's currently up on Product Hunt, trying to get some exposure to it. Already I've had like, before we got up here, I've already had more signups, like the 5 or 10 hours that the 5 or 6 hours that I've had it out there than I have for my entire, than from like the last like month, just like talking to one or two people. Anyway, so I'd love if you guys could go there right now. So if I have this QR code links to my Product Hunt page. If you just take a picture, it'll take you there. And you can take a look at the Product Hunt listing. You can upvote it so that other people can see it. If you're not on Product Hunt, it's really easy. Anyone can sign up and like upvote products and like make collections. There's like an inside group that can post and comment on those products, but it's super easy. You just sign up with Twitter and like write a short description about yourself and you're good to go. But anyways, that's the QR code to get to the Product Hunt listing for my ebook that I just wrote. And I also, if you guys just kind of like want to follow along the journey as I continue to build this, like feel free to follow me on Twitter at Andrew D. Bass. Again, that's a QR code for my Twitter page. So I'd love to get some feedback on how I can continue to pre-market this product that I'm building, and also just some feedback on the idea if you are like a developer who like has side projects and would possibly use it, or as a brand or potentially advertise through it. All right, thank you very much. Any questions?
All right, questions? Okay, sorry, I'm coming to you.
How do I make revenue? The plan right now to make revenue is either the brands that advertise can pay a fee to offer, to run an offering through my site, affiliate links. Like those offerings would be affiliate links. So say I give out $20, like I had a deal with DigitalOcean, and they give me like a $20 off, like $20 server credit, then I would get an affiliate for any like purchases that they make through DigitalOcean going forward. So that's the idea right now. So kind of open the idea. I'm actually planning on, well, I'm at least considering launching like a sister product to Code for Stuff. Like I don't know, I call it Code or Else. So basically, like if you don't commit to don't push to GitHub on a day, then you like have to pay $1 or something. So there's a couple of different ways. I haven't decided like which way I'm exactly going to do it yet, but I think probably starting off just through affiliate links or paid promotions. Good question. Yeah.
So I'm a developer. Have you ever thought about doing like kind of like a Code for Stuff, but have companies post like small problems that they're having, like, hey, on my website I'm having this glitch. If you can fix this, I'll give you this stuff. Because that's something that I would love to do. Yeah. But I don't know if I would if this would really incentivize me to work for my own projects. But if there was like problems that I could solve for stuff, that'd be super fun for me.
Yeah, and I've talked to a lot of other my developer friends who said similar things, especially for open source projects. This would be like a really cool tool for open source projects to connect with developers to fix certain issues. And yeah, that's definitely something that we'd like to do moving forward. Thank you.
We know the rules. See if you wait for a little bit, a hand will pop up. It's amazing how it works every time.
So I just want to make sure I understand what it is exactly. I mean, it sounds similar to like those workout apps. You know, if I reach my workout goals, I get prizes or whatever. Does that mean something like that?
Yeah.
Only for side projects?
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay. Thank you.
And what type of feedback are you looking for? And what are you hoping what type of questions are you looking for?
Yeah, I'd love to find feedback on the product itself, like we just kind of had a while ago, and also ideas to continue to pre-market it as I'm like working on getting to launch.
Okay, I know we got some marketers in the audience. Here we go. There's a question back here.
So is your platform, does it allow for other people to join people's side projects? Does that make sense? Like, so if I have a project that I'm working on and I've got other friends working on it and I'm open to having other developers help work on it as well, is that possible for people to join your side project or discover side projects to work on?
Yeah, I mean, you can go through the person's profile and look at what they're doing on GitHub. So there would be a link to their GitHub profile, and you can see their projects and kind of collaborate that way. Inside Code for Stuff, I haven't really thought about including that yet. Thank you.
So for stuff, Pete, and this is a question that some legal people can answer, but you have to create a value. So if they get a prize, a value, so if they recognize that value, like accounting purposes, like how does that work?
Can you let me just make sure I understand the question. So the question is accounting from the company's perspective, like
yeah. So let's say you're a coder, right? You get like $1,000 watch or whatever. I don't know. Like,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, just whatever it is, like they're giving things, right? is there like an accounting thing that you have to do or a waiver you have to sign, or like how does that work? Is that something I should break up?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Something about like, for me, like as a business owner, if I had a product, I'd also want to maybe like a write-off or something like that, or like some way to say, hey, I was able to give this in exchange for that, just to show somehow. So I don't know if there's something to think about to sound like. Cool. All right. Last question.
Yeah, following along would be great. Just, I know as I continue to get a little further down the road with development and getting closer to launch, I'll have lots of questions. And I'd love to either have you guys check out my product I'm listing, or just follow me on Twitter so we can kind of connect.
Awesome, thank you. All right, two last shout outs before we go. We got to appreciate shout out to Foxtail Marketing for breakfast this morning. Round of applause for Foxtail. We have breakfast sponsors. This is a free event to everybody, but a lot of people want to get involved, and we say, hey, if you want to get involved and give back, breakfast. So if your company or anyone is ever interested in providing breakfast, it can be anything. It can be anything from juice and donuts to food trucks we've had before to whatever. So if you guys are interested, reach out to me or Melissa Anders or Zoe. We can get set up with that. But shout out to Foxtail. They do cool stuff. Their founder's cool. Everyone in the company is cool so far that I've met. I haven't met everybody, but so far so good. And last one is 1MC. So if you get a chance, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, hashtag 1MC. Take a picture, put the hashtag of the people who present. It helps a lot. We've had a number of companies who've been discovered. There are 80 plus other cities presenting at the same exact time every morning at 9 a.m. And so there's this whole bunch of content on that hashtag. So hashtag 1MC, show the Provo companies presenting some love, and we hope to see you guys back next week. Thanks for coming.
I'm gonna bring it to the office.
That's cool.